Get ready for another wild ride through Reddit. Today we're exploring our /Idontworkherelady with 3 absolutely incredible stories. These posts had everyone talking, and I know you're going to love them. Hit like if you're excited. This story is titled "Wore a Hawaiian Shirt at Trader Joe's," posted by you/TeslaFan1357. One time I wore a Hawaiian shirt while shopping at Trader Joe's. People kept asking me for items, so I would give them very specific directions to nothing in particular. Them, "Where's the salt?" Me, 3 aisles down, near the end of the aisle on your left at around waist height. Only once did someone come back to me to say that the item wasn't where I told them. I acted confused, told them I didn't work there. This story is titled "Ma'am, I'm just trying to dress my headless child neutral face," posted by you/TheArtRat. This next tale takes us in a completely different direction. I have a couple of these stories, but my favorite was when Kmart was closing. The entire business went under, I guess, so you know what that means. Store sale on everything that's not nailed down. And then maybe the things that are nailed down if you ask nicely, which also included the mannequins. Me and a, now ex, friend decided it would be a great idea to buy some, dress them up, and make jokes about them being our kids. We named them the boy version of our names, which also happened to be 2 of the killers' names from a movie, LOL. Anyways, we're running down the aisles finding clothes for our headless children. And every so often people would come up and ask us, "Do you know where X is?" I live in a friendly area and it's normal to ask other shoppers if they've seen an item sometimes, plus we had been there for a few hours and in fact knew where everything was 'cause of it. We tell the people that come up and ask where to find their items and continue to mess around in picking outfits. Finally an old woman comes up and asks us where to find the Ark of the Covenant. Not really, I forget what she asked for, but it was something neither me, my friend, or our headless children saw. We both sit there and think for a minute. I say, "I think it's over there," points. My friend says, "No, I thought it was over there," points elsewhere, and we both take a moment before agreeing it might be on the other side of the store since we hadn't seen it. "Yeah, I think it's there." Then she gives us a confused look and kind of laughs, scoffs, not angrily, but just I guess bewildered, before saying, "You don't know," and I'm just like, "Yeah, neutral face." We have an awkward R. Kelly moment. She looked at me. Eyes, and I looked at her. Eyes, and she looked at me. Eyes, before I realized she thought we worked there. Before I laugh it off and tell her we don't work there. We were just telling other shoppers where stuff was 'cause we seen it around. Well, this woman had the audacity to ask me, "Well then why are you 2 dressing the mannequins if you don't work here?" As if we weren't just a couple of goth weirdo kids. Face with rolling eyes. So yeah, I still have my headless child. He lives in my family's basement. And they call me every so often to come take my son home, LOL. This story is titled "The Museum Volunteer Who Very Much Misunderstood My Outfit," posted by you/NoOnion8744. And now for our final story of today. A few weeks ago I visited a small historical museum. It was cold, so I wore a maroon sweater and a lanyard attached to my house keys. Apparently, this exact combination equals museum guide, because halfway through the exhibits, a woman approaches and immediately launches a 30-minute monologue about how she disagrees with one of the historical signs. I said I don't actually war, but she talks over me. She wants to know who wrote the sign, why it's worded that way, if I can have it changed, whether she can submit corrections. Finally I just blurt out, "Ma'am, I'm literally here on a date, and we're trying to read the dinosaur bone thing." She stops talking, looks at my date, looks at me, looks at the keys on my lanyard, then says, in the coldest tone possible, "Unprofessional," and walks away. My date whispered, "Did we just get scolded by a museum Karen?" We laughed so hard we had to sit down. And that's all for today's Reddit stories. These incredible tales never fail to amaze me. Subscribe for more compilations like this. What did you think? Drop a comment. Thanks for watching.